y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 432. Thank you, Router, on the video, because I actually didn't know.
I got you.
It's your boy, Gabe Patillo, with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's the Christmas episode, baby.
Anyway, an ill reindeer. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Anyway,
I love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you, our live audience, for being here.
Yeah.
Doggone.
Look at all these people.
Oh, yeah. That
all
works.
two of you.
He said, hey, that's that guy from the ESPN commercials.
It's in the game.
That's funny, Sean. That's funny. Oh, man. All right. Where are we starting today? Eduardo.
Yeah.
How goes it, bruv?
It goes well. How goes it with you?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay. Awesome. And Gabe.
Yeah.
It goes well. I wanted to start everything off by saying last week I mentioned winning the PS4 Pro, and it was Craig Tornquist, not Thompson. I have to oops myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, oops to myself. Thank you, Craig, for that. I appreciate it. It's been a good week. It's been really nice. We've been getting Amazon deliveries all week for each other.
Opening them, haven't you?
What's that?
You've been opening them too,
They
haven't
just
you?
open them right up, man, as soon as they get there.
Darn it, I want to live that life.
If I did, my tree wouldn't be as glorious as it is this year.
I know. I'm all about it.
And also, I spent this weekend. I was really happy to see that freaking Lil Stancil streaming for Extra Life pushed the Married to the Games team over the $10,000 mark,
he did.
And it was so cool to see. I love that he started off with a $150 goal and within 30 minutes had to up it. That was so cool. And it was just awesome to see him streaming for the kids. And it was really cool to see. He did a great job too. So
yeah, he did.
Lil Stancil, good job, man. He's a heck of a host.
You know what,
Dr. Doom.
You know what, too, caught me off guard about it? Not off guard, but something that made me super happy about that was that it was a kid. You know what I'm saying? That stepped up to the plate and was like, I got this. Bow! And knocked that junk out the park. I was like, oh my gosh, the youth now. Come on, baby.
I also love that his little brother Colin was in his voice chat playing games with him.
Yeah.
And Colin donated $10 and said,
awesome.
Later on, he said, Ed, I used to have $510 in my account, and now I only have $500. So guess what, Noah? You're getting a $10 cheaper Christmas present.
Nice.
But it was awesome to see. It was cool to see Stancil kind of helping out with technical stuff and getting everything squared away, and just the family affair that it was. It was really, really, really awesome to see. So not only good job, Lil Stancil, but good job everybody that's been part of that Married to the Games team and pushed the team over the 10K mark. You guys killed it this year. Congratulations. It was awesome to see. Gaming wise for me, it's been it's been a lot of the same. It's been Cyberpunk. I'm still really, really, really having a good time. I was gonna say, if you don't have a now current gen console or a really good PC, don't get it. But Hollywood Bones has a PS5 and was saying he had to stop playing it because he was having so much trouble with it, which was it just killed me to hear, because again, it's so good. This story is amazing. I'm so wrapped up in it. I did play a little bit more on my base PS4 just to kind of check and see, and I didn't get very far into the game, and I got to a mission where you're in the middle of a conversation and the guy you're talking to just stopped talking,
Oh,
and you're
man.
you're sitting in the
Wow.
car and you can't get out because it's the middle of a cutscene, and so it was
Jeez.
kind of a. I hated to see that, but I kind of I wanted to go in and just see what it was like or would be like.
Yeah.
But man, on the PS5, I'm really being fortunate. The very minimal glitches, and the story is so good. The voice acting is so good. The creeping around, the sneaking around is so much fun. I love that it starts to feel like Hitman plus Watch Dogs, where you're hacking people and trying to be all silent and stealthy about it. And it's just, I'm really having a good time. I hope it gets straightened out soon because I really want people to enjoy this game and not have the taste in our mouth we all have for it right now.
Well, and don't you feel like too it's going to be harder for that number of people to play it once the hype train has kind of left the station?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The hype train was going to be December, like it's coming out.
Right,
everybody was going to play it over break. You know what I'm saying? People are off school, and some people get off work this time, and so it is a heartbreaker to see that it not just take off the way that we were all kind of hoping it would.
Yeah, and I don't want the trouble they've been having to deter anyone from trying it, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road. I just, they've already had a couple of patches go out, which, again, I wasn't having a lot of trouble, so I'm not sure if it fixed things or how that went. But man, I really want people to enjoy it. I was hoping to have it finished by this time of the year, as well as Assassin's Creed. I'm still going on that as well. Still loving it, having a great time, just exploring. There is a shiny twinkly. I better go check it out just in case it's something amazing. The further I get into the game, the deeper I get, the more it is amazing. And so kind of getting those high quality ignits that I've been looking for.
Yeah.
It's Chris said that, and I was like,
"Don't be
ignorant.
Get stealing that."
Yeah, that's funny.
And so it shall be ignorant.
Yeah.
And so it's been a really good week gaming wise. Getting ready for Christmas, trying to be safe and be mindful. We usually have a big Placencia Christmas Eve gathering, and that's kind of it's been very pared down. It might just be my brother and us and dad, because I want to be mindful of it, but at the same time, with the year that Ray's had, I don't want him to. I want him to still have a family Christmas.
Yes, that's right.
And at the same time, it's I want to be smart, and so it sucks in that regard. But you know what? Life is good, and there's so much more to be thankful for than to not.
That's right.
It's been a good week.
Good. There you go.
That's great, man.
Tim Router.
Man, it's Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. So it's just so I love this time of year. It's great. It's crazy. It's hectic right now. We had our Router family Christmas on Sunday. So we had Dan and Gretchen and the kids. We went over to my mom and dad's and just had a really fun time. In traditional fashion, every year we do the elf spaghetti. So we threw some elf spaghetti together, and everybody got a taste. Right?
Like it's all candy, right?
It's we did. So this year we did spaghetti, chocolate sauce, maple syrup, M&Ms, strawberry Pop-Tart. Everybody, yes, I said it. Strawberry Pop-Tart.
Actually,
crumbled up strawberry. Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. The spaghetti is actual spaghetti noodles. It's not like gummy worms or something.
No. It's spaghetti noodles.
I always thought it was like candy too.
No. So I actually paused the frame to get this
to get it
theatrically to get it theatrically accurate.
That's amazing.
I think the one thing we ixnayed on the pasta sauce, on the actual tomato sauce, because that just kind of, we did like the first 2 times and it just made it really gross. So it's kind of just more of like a candied noodle, and it was good. So we had a good time with it. But yeah, so just a lot of last minute running around. We're hosting a family dinner on Christmas, so we'll have our Christmas morning, and then everybody will come over probably in the afternoon. And so we're busy getting the house ready. I've got a grocery list a mile long to do tomorrow and all that fun stuff. And then this past Sunday, we got to watch the season finale of The Mandalorian. We did we do Sunday family dinner nights now with my in-laws, so they come over. I got my father-in-law hooked on the Mandalorian, and basically everybody. Even
Gosh, can you come get my wife hooked on the Mandalorian, please?
I don't know
She
what
doesn't
happened.
even,
man.
not even Baby Yoda could do it for her.
I thought, like, I was like, oh, look how cute that is. She's like, what is that? I was like, never mind.
Never mind. You were
Go
like,
to
yeah,
bed.
never mind.
Yeah.
Never
Go
mind.
to bed.
Yeah, no, everybody like. So I watched when the first season came out. I watched it by myself because I knew nobody else was gonna,
Sure.
do it. So I watched it like at my computer, like when I was working.
Yeah.
And it came out in November of last year or something like that. But what, a month ago, like I was like, hey, you guys want to watch like The Mandalorian since season 2's coming out? And everybody was like, yeah, sure. And so we started it on a Sunday after dinner, and like we went through the first 3, I think. My father-in-law was like, let's watch another one. And they're short too. So like they're all like, that's it. And so we go to the next one. So it was really fun. So we're all kind of bummed. We're like, what are we going to watch now? But holy cow, if you have not watched this season, it is freaking-tastic.
That's what I hear.
So
That's what I hear.
Please watch it. One of the best Star Wars series. It's
My
so
gosh.
great. And I absolutely loved it. And then last night was the great Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which, by the way, when you say conjunction, don't you feel like you're in the Dark Crystal with the great conjunction? Dark Crystal, anyone?
No.
I think
Movie?
it's Schoolhouse
Dark Crystal?
Rock.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Schoolhouse
was.
Rock, too.
Oh, you
Conjunction,
think of
junction.
Conjunction.
What's your
Well,
function?
function.
People were calling it the great conjunction, and
Sorry.
that immediately made me think of the Dark Crystal and the Skeksis and all that stuff, and that was fun. But I have a pretty decent telescope. So Piper was out with cousins and my parents, and so we went out in this park area in West Haven, and we actually saw it. We could see Saturn's rings and Jupiter's moons, and it was so freaking cool just to see that little astronomical phenomenon, as it were, because it won't happen again for another 50 some odd years or something like that.
Is that it?
So exactly, phenomenon. Yeah. So we did that, and then so it's just crunch time now for Christmas. On the gaming front, it's just it's all Valhalla all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I'm 75. I got to be pushing close to 80 hours now. Level 220, and like you, Ed. Oh, there's a little glinty thing over there. Let's go see what that is. Oh,
Nice.
I did run into another crash. It was just a weird one, but everything was fine, and it picked up right where I left off. I'm not seeing any more really jankiness so far,
Good.
so hopefully that they've really kind of got that smoothed out. And yeah, man, just really, really enjoyed it. You will be so proud of me because I did change up my character a little bit. It is not whatever the default is.
What?
So
That's
got
great. I
tattoos.
really thought he was going to say, I switched my inversion. I really thought he was going to say that.
Oh, Chris, there's gonna have to be like a super conjunction for that to happen at that point.
Got it.
Yeah. But no, I've been just really, really loving the game and just having a great time with it. So yeah, that's it for me. All
There you
Chris.
go. I like it.
Go bye. She doesn't
Night,
realize
Piper.
it's a live show, so I just kicked her to the curb. Bye.
Chris McCracken.
Yeah, I have to underscore what Router said because this past week I've been working all this week. I have Christmas Day off, so I've been working all the way up until then.
That's it?
Yeah, and that's the only day that I have. And same thing will happen next week. So I've been
Nice.
well. The way that it is, if I can get everything done early, then I can be done early.
Okay.
But my getting things
Right.
done is reliant upon other people because there's approvals. And regardless, I've been working a bunch, trying to really get into a good spot. So I haven't really done much else, but we did last week watch The Mandalorian. And my new favorite thing to do is to go on YouTube and watch people reacting to watching the season finale of The
that's funny.
Mandalorian.
Yes.
Because it's really good.
Yes.
Don't you think that watching reaction videos from good stuff, doesn't it like help your whole mood?
Yeah,
Yes.
it
Like
absolutely
I
does.
went to Sean Capri's Twitter today, and he has like pinned at the top people reacting to Keanu Reeves the first time they showed Keanu Reeves at E3
I watched that
2019,
link, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which sent me on watching a 30-minute mashup of people reacting to Keanu Reeves coming out,
Oh,
and I
that's
just found
amazing.
myself just smiling really big because
Yeah.
joy is contagious. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Yep.
hating is contagious, joy is also contagious. But sometimes we don't give it that power. But thanks, Sean Capri, for sending me down that rabbit hole today.
Right.
So in the little bit of free time that I had, literally I was like, I should rewatch the Mandalorian season finale. But instead, what I end up doing is watching other people watching
Nice.
the
That's
Mandalorian
amazing.
season finale. So that's been
Nice.
great. And outside of that, man, I am just so waiting for Christmas to get here. So we are kind of similar to a lot of people. The plan right now is we do have gifts for several different family members. We're just gonna go and like drop them off kind of thing, and like through the door or through the window or whatever, like give our well wishes and leave our gifts and things like that.
Sure.
That's what we plan to do. I don't know. It hasn't been a orchestrated thing to where I don't know. Maybe nobody else got me anything. I don't really know. We just are gonna go like play Santa and like literally drop off gifts to people.
That's fun.
And so we're looking forward to that. I don't know exactly when we're gonna do that. It's probably gonna be that coming Saturday, but because we're not going anywhere, and this is one of the first Christmases where we haven't gone somewhere, and I think our entire marriage, we're just gonna stay at home. We're gonna be playing Overwatch holiday event. We're gonna be watching
Yeah.
movies.
That's
We
awesome.
haven't watched any holiday movies. Stacey's watched a few things like on the Netflix.
Out
you
of
know,
all
little-
the suggestions I've given you,
yeah, I know.
Seriously.
We haven't had time. You know my schedule been crazy. You
I'm
know
just
my
saying,
schedule.
time for
been
the Mandalorian.
I know,
well,
right?
that's true, but I mean that's like a
Just
step
kidding.
above. It's a little bit above, all those blockbuster movies. And by
Yeah,
the way,
production.
it's harder for me to get to Blockbuster.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you got
true.
the hookup.
That is true.
Yeah, you
That-
got the
that
hookup.
is true.
Yeah, I don't have
yeah.
that like.
Yeah, I
just
call him
straight
the
shot
helicopter.
to
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I guess our Christmas will be corgiless.
exactly.
We do have an elf man though.
Indeed, we do. So yeah, just looking forward to that because we're just gonna relax and hang out and we're just gonna veg out, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
really
Good.
really looking forward to that. Outside of that, this week in particular, I haven't really done any gaming, but I did do some last week after last week's show into the weekend. Just been mostly Valhalla again. I think last time I said I was at 80 hours, I was wrong. I was like 75, so now I'm right around 80 hours.
Oh,
I've
okay.
almost got. There's this map you have to not get all the glinty things. That's a different map. But there's this other map where you kind of like you do tasks. I don't want to spoil anything.
Mhm.
I almost have that map completed.
Well done.
Oh, okay.
Once that's done, I think there's one area I need to go do some of the fantastical things, and I think that I'll be done story wise, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
nice.
I think I'm only like I'm not even 20% on the trophy. So, and right now as it stands, I don't necessarily feel myself having a strong urge to go and get the platinum on this one. Maybe that'll change. We'll have to see. But I'm gonna continue on and definitely beat the story, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. The more time I've spent
Good.
with the game, the more I've enjoyed different aspects of it. I do still feel like if I had to really if you put me down like which one do you like better, I still think Odyssey would come out a little bit ahead for me,
Okay.
at least from my memory. Like if I went back and played it today, I might be like, oh wait, this aspect isn't as good as I remember. Or whatever. There's certain things that you unlock and skills in this game that I know were not in the other one. That I'm like, man, it would be kind of hard to go back and not have this skill. This skill is really good.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But I know that there
Agreed.
was stuff in that game that I really enjoyed and is not in this one. So it's it's a bit of a wash, but overall, really, really enjoying Valhalla. And another thing that I plan to do this coming weekend, over Christmas weekend, is finally get around to buying a couple more PS5 games. I'm going to be getting Miles Morales. I'm going to be getting Call of Duty and maybe something else. I haven't really made up my mind because I do still have Demon Souls over here that I've been wanting to jump into, but I'm like, shoot, I want to knock out this Valhalla, and I
Get the
knew it was going to be a
controls, yeah.
long game. Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
I need because Demon Souls, I'm assuming, is going to be no joke. So I don't need to be
Yeah.
over here being like, oh shoot, I didn't dodge. Instead, I did I ran right up to him and said hi. I
That's
don't want to
right.
be doing all that kinds of stuff. So looking forward to this coming weekend. But outside of that, man, it's just been a lot of life stuff and a lot of work and just trying to get everything that I can wrapped up so that I could just relax.
Nice.
There you go.
Amen to relaxing.
Indeed.
Amen to that, man.
That's it
Big
for me.
supporter of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, baby.
Mr. Patillo, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
Not much has been going on here. It's been same old. We haven't been going anywhere. It's pretty shut down here. We did try. We have a we have a family dinner night. And it's we've done this. I don't know if I talked about this last week or not. No, I don't think I did. But for every Christmas, because my birthday's, around Christmas. So for every birthday of mine since I was probably 13 or 14, we've gone to the Opryland Hotel and had dinner.
Yeah.
And so we flirted with doing that this year. And so we like get in the car and we like start driving down there and it is packed. And we were like,
Whoa.
I don't know about packed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, and we're not, we've been very strict, but like there's been the restaurants that we've gone to for the few times we've eaten in, it's like table, no, no table, no table, table, no table, no table. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nah, Doc, we wasn't feeling this. We weren't feeling this one. And so it was a little crazy. So we ended up leaving there and driving around and trying to like find a restaurant, but same thing, just all of them felt a little too, on the Yamin. And so
that's why Tennessee's the number one state in the country.
Exactly.
We win. We won.
Right.
Y'all beating out Florida right now?
Wow.
Probably.
We are beating Florida. We are the number
We're
one.
not beating Cali though, right?
Well, Cali shut down, and because they're shut down, I think their cases have gone down. We're just we don't need anything. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. And so, so we, didn't do that. We ended up just getting like drive through and going home.
Yeah.
And so, so that was like a bust, and it was the first time in a couple months where I was like, "Dang it, man, the heck with freaking
sucks,
COVID."
right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, shoot, because we've been living our lives this certain way for so long that. We just hadn't felt.
And that's a family tradition.
Yeah, and it was family tradition, and been doing it for 20 years, and so we were kind of bummed about that. And then, oh man, 2 days ago, I'm we're doing whatever with the kids, putting them to bed. Me and Jenny go to bed, and I start having like these crazy dreams, and I can't sleep, and I wake up the next morning with this crazy migraine, like. Crazy. I can't get out of the bed. Like, I don't know if anybody else has had a migraine where like everything you look at is too bright. Like I couldn't even look at my phone. I was like, oh, that's way too bright.
So it wasn't vertigo though. You didn't have like vertigo or anything?
I didn't have vertigo. I just had this migraine, and I've had it before. It felt very familiar. It just sucks.
Oh, okay.
And so I was telling these guys like I get it almost like every 3 to 4 years where like it feels like just life catches up with me or I don't know what's going on. And so, but with everything that's going on, you're like, oh, this got to be COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to remember that anything else is going on in the world. So if you feel like, oh, I can't breathe, it's got to be COVID. And so I don't think it's COVID. Obviously, I woke up this morning. I feel great, like back to 95%. But because it's Christmas, and because we want to see family, we kind of feel like, maybe I should just go get a test just in case. Like, just because I got over it quick or whatever it was, like, so we're trying to find a place. But like Tim said, because the cases are so high here, it's really hard to go find like a rapid COVID test. And so I was looking all day today for one, couldn't find one. So me and Jenny are going to go first thing in the morning tomorrow and go get tested. And, just so like, I could have my 60-some-year-old mother around. You know what I'm saying? Like we wanted, she had plans of spending the night on Christmas and she's part of our bubble. And so we just didn't want to, so it just kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
man.
that dampers everything. And again, I don't think that I've got it, but just in case I do, if that was the worst it got, then I'm really grateful. And if I do have it, and it's better to get it out there. But if I do have to quarantine, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What
I got some
there?
blockbuster movies to check out if I have to quarantine, because I would probably quarantine in here, I guess. I'd get
and what better way to?
I'd get some kind of air mattress and and watch these blockbuster movies.
Yep.
So, you guys gonna help decide which blockbuster movie I can watch?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. I got a little help on this one, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
So
nice.
I had two and Kale of Katie and Kale fame
Oh, wow.
text me, and they were like, we were just talking about you last night. We were perusing through some Christmas movies, And here's one for you. And I was like,
Oh,
Katie and Kale of
yes.
Katie and Kale fame. This first line is so crazy.
Okay.
After finding a dog with telepathic abilities.
Winner, chicken dinner.
There's an after.
Yeah. Like, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
find a dog with telepathic
Just
abilities.
stop.
Clarity
That's the
ensues.
winner. I vote for that one. I vote for that one.
Gosh.
Woo!
Okay.
Okay.
After finding a dog with telepathic abilities when it escapes from the
credits roll.
CIA.
Okay.
Two
They
brothers.
gave it the telepathy
Yeah, exactly.
or telepathic-y.
Yeah. Two brothers hide the dog from the government agents who have orders to bring it back dead or alive.
Ooh.
Jeez.
The small Jack Russell Terrier proves to be a uniting force for the two brothers who work
Oh my God, it's
together
Saxton.
to save the day. 2016's A Doggone Christmas.
I was just going to ask when Christmas comes into this.
Yeah. A telepathic Christmas.
Oh,
Do you
doggone it.
see what it sees?
Okay,
Yes.
there's that one, which sounds
Okay.
pretty crazy. And I mean, we already have a
Yeah.
corgi Christmas going on, so a doggone
Yeah.
Christmas just seemed appropriate.
Yeah.
Craig Tornkle said, I've seen this one. All right, you ready?
Yeah. What if it's just something like when Kevin McAllister's parents leave him at home? We're like, wait,
Trust
what?
me, I thought about doing that. I was like, I should read a
That
really
would've been
famous
good.
one.
Yeah,
see
Like
how
Clark
quickly they
W.
get
Griswold.
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm just kidding. That's a Christmas movie.
Oh, I got
that this
excited for a
weekend.
second.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. A deranged masked Santa Slayer comes to town for some Yuletide terror.
Oh.
He leaves behind a bloody trail of mutilated bodies as he haunts his way to the front steps of the town's most feared and notorious home. 2015's All Through the House.
What?
So that's our Christmas movies.
Wow. Okay, then. There you go.
So which one we doing? All Through the House or A Doggone Christmas?
A doggone Christmas.
I think A Doggone Christmas is the way to
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
go. Okay.
Yep.
Us too. On the gaming front, I don't know if anybody saw, I put it on Twitter, but I've started Cyberpunk 2077, which Tim Router got for me. Thank you, brother.
No problem, man.
And I don't know if it's the game or if it's my controller, but I'm getting this, I'm calling it DualSense drift going on my
what the
controller.
heck?
I don't know. So the down is just slowly going.
Did you try another game?
I didn't, because I didn't know if it was like, I didn't know what was going on. And so all through, and I was like so far into the like creating the character, like I was like, there's no, and so it just kept like scrolling it down, and I have to like hit up, and it would scroll it down and hit up. And you know, that's frustrating because you're like trying to figure out the hairstyle, and then all of a sudden it goes to like color, and you're like, darn it, push it back up.
Right.
And then played it for a while, and it just happened through the whole game. And so I do need to try it in a different thing. I did see a headline the other day that said DualSense drift is a problem. And so I was like, okay, maybe it's the DualSense. And then other people are kind of coming alongside it saying it's probably the haptics, because the first time we saw this was with the Joy-Cons, and they were heavy on the feedback for the rumbles. And this one, that's their big sell, is the DualSense. You feel it and all this business. And so maybe it's got something to do with that. I haven't started the PlayStation back up since trying that first thing, but man, so the Cyberpunk controls to me feel weird, like really weird. Like they feel like, I don't know, they just feel off to me. I don't know why, but that wasn't helping. And so I need to figure out exactly what's going on, because, you know, you're shooting and then you're fighting that drift the whole time. And so
was it the sensitivity that didn't get?
Man, I tried so many things on the sensitivity, like turn down vertical, turn down horizontal, took it back, then like looked up on the internet, like, how can you make Cyberpunk feel like Call of Duty? And people are like, you know, kind of have dialed in like, ooh, there's kind of like, if you do this, that'll kind of match Call of Duty. So I'm like, just trying to do that. So
I've heard a lot of people say like, yeah, the controls don't feel that great, but then again, it's like it's their first FPS, so you kind of
forgive it.
If I were playing it, I would expect it to be like, okay, this probably ain't gonna feel the greatest.
Yeah. Because
whether or not that's a hump you can't get over, you know, would to be determined for everybody. Right. Clearly, a lot of people can get over it just fine. But yeah, I'd heard a lot of people that are like main FPS games that, yeah, this one's a little lackluster in the control department.
And I think what bums me out is because I understand that thought process. But then at the same time, like, there's so many games that feel so good or that feel regular. And so it's like, why would yours not feel that good? You know what I mean?
Right. You think they'd take a page from somebody else, like Far Cry, for example. I think that feels amazing.
Right, exactly. And probably Valhalla probably feels incredible. And so I don't know. I got to get this Joy-Con drift thing, the DualSense drift thing figured out, and then I'll go back and probably try it some more. Because, I mean, with any game, that's going to get you frustrated, you know?
Right. Oh,
but is that a Sony thing now, or is that still a CD Projekt Red thing that they've got to patch? Like, you didn't feel any of that in Miles Morales, right?
No, I didn't. I haven't felt it in any game until this one, but I don't know if it's.
But you haven't played anything else since you've.
I've played other things since I did my 24-hour stream.
I mean, since the drift started.
Since the drift started, but the drift was only like 2 nights ago, and so so it's like I tried it, and then I was out for all day yesterday, and so I just haven't tried it again.
And you know what's crazy is when you put that on Twitter, there were a handful of people who are like, "Oh yeah, in that tutorial mission, it does that."
I know. Of course, you
came in and said like, "Oh, but it's even past that."
Yeah,
but I just thought that was strange. And like, wow, really? A lot of people with that tutorial in particular, like that's an issue in the tutorial. That's
so weird.
Weird, right?
That's weird.
Yeah.
So
that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy, but yeah. Besides that, we're just chilling out and getting ready for Christmas time.
Yeah.
And
Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. For those listening to the podcast, Christmas already happened probably, because you're probably not listening on Christmas when this podcast is coming out. But for the rest of everybody else, I hope you had a good Christmas. And if you are listening on Christmas, oh my gosh, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas indeed.
Yeah. And to all my Jewish folks out there, I hope you had a great Hanukkah. It ended a couple of nights ago on the 18th, I think. And for all my other people, I hope everything went fine. Happy holidays to you.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. Router.
Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
Well, let's do it.
Okay, we have only 2 new releases this week because it's Christmas. So we have Override 2 Super Mech League for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Super Meat Boy Forever for the PC, PS4. What? Forever. PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. That will come out tomorrow, the 23rd. And if you've already passed that, then it's out. So that's those are the releases. Nice and long-winded. Okay, Gabe, you completely came through and oopsed yourself on this, and kudos to you for coming back to it. But I did want to share it because I didn't even realize it until I was putting all this stuff together. So Gabe had said, "Hey, I said that Cyberpunk sold 8 million copies on PC alone. That was incorrect. PC sales were 59%, and this is from PC Gamer.
8 million.
Yeah, 59% of 8 million is 4.72 million copies. So Cyberpunk is over 1 million units ahead of Shadowlands, even before the purchases made on day one itself. That was great. Thank you for clarifying that, because I mean, that sounded like, wow, that's a hit. That's like, they can just pack up and go home if they've done all that. So that's great clarification. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. We have NPD for November, everybody. So let's go ahead and do it.
All right,
let's do it. So November 2020 consumer spending across video game hardware, content, and accessories reached a November record $7 billion.
Oh my gosh.
Dollars, 35% higher when compared to a year ago.
Sure.
Year-to-date spending totaled $44.5 billion, 22% higher than the same time period in 2019. Games are going to stick around, I think. Consoles are going to stick around, I think. I think we're totally fine there. So really great spending. Let's get into the top 10, shall we? Top 10 games of November. This is brick and mortar. I don't think it's all digital sales either, but here we go. Number 10, Demon Souls.
Ooh.
Number 9, FIFA 21. Number 8, I figured I'd throw that one in. Number 8, Animal Crossing.
Oh wow!
Animal
Crossing. Let's just do it for all of them.
Doesn't really work.
I'll do them for all of them. We'll make it fun. Number 7 is Watch Dogs Legion. Number 6 is Rule Warriors for the Age of Calamity. Number 5 is NBA 2K21. Number 4 is Madden NFL 21.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Ooh, Spider-Man.
3. Wow.
At number 3. Number 2, I can't do this one. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Wow.
And number 1, of course, Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, baby.
Black OPS. Cold War.
Yeah. Nice.
So Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was November's best-selling game and instantly becomes the best-selling game of 2020 year to date.
It's so crazy that they do that every year. They come out and in like a week, it's the best-selling game of the year.
It's nuts. The title ranks first on both PlayStation and Xbox platforms for the month of November, as well as year to date. So their streak always outsells its competition during its debut month. This is the 13th consecutive year a Call of Duty game has ranked as the best-selling game of its release month.
Wow.
13th consecutive year. Valhalla debuted as the second best-selling game, obviously, achieved the highest launch month sales for an Assassin's Creed franchise title. Hey. Get this, since the release of Assassin's Creed 3 in 2012.
The one you love.
So, the one I absolutely adore.
Yeah, your favorite in the series.
That's right.
From what I remember.
Miles Morales the second highest among games on PlayStation platforms, trailing only the 2018 sale of Marvel's Spider-Man. So, good stuff all around. That is your NPD, and that is it for me. Back to you.
Chris McCracken.
Yes. So, everybody and has agreed pretty much on this show anyways that Xbox Game Pass, be it regular Game Pass Ultimate, although Game Pass Ultimate is probably a bit higher end of that side, is a good deal.
It's a great
something
deal.
That it's the shining light on the Xbox side right now, and that's just for now. Once they get these first party games rolling out, and once that Hellblade 2 comes out, man, we're gonna get this ball rolling. But for now, we could say that is the star on the top of their Christmas tree, is Xbox Game Pass. Well, it might be getting just a little bit better, because Phil Spencer was recently asked if there would be a solution for like family membership.
Oh,
and he was like, "Hey, it's something that we would like to do. There's this home console feature if you have one console where you can switch users," he said, "but we don't really have a feature for if you have multiple consoles in a home." And it's something that they are wanting to look at, and that he appreciated the feedback. And I think that would be an amazing thing if you could have several different Xboxes in a household, especially when you talk about the Xbox Series S being as cheap as it is. You can almost be like, let's buy 3 of them. And just put them in different areas of the home for a different member, and then not have to worry about like, but we only have 2 logins or something like that because of the thing. It's like, no, just get a family pass like you do with Spotify and a lot of other different services that have some type of subscription model. And then you could just all have your own version of Game Pass, your own queue, not really queue, but your own ones where you're like, okay, I'm going to have these games. These are the ones I'm loading up to my system. And then so could your brother or your sister or wife or whoever on the other side. I think it'd be an amazing idea. And something that just seems like a logical next step. Obviously, probably even more so with gaming, I would think, than movies and television. It's there's probably a lot of hurdles to go through, and they have a lot of hurdles to go through as well. But it's like something about gaming, like there's so many different licensing things to go through all there. I'm sure it's just taking them a little bit while to make this happen. But with this one little tweet and this kind of hint at it, I mean, I feel like if Phil Spencer says it's something we'd like to do, it's probably going to be a thing that's going to be done.
I hope so. I mean, we ran into that this week when Sarah and I were up here. I was on the PS5. She's on the 4 Pro playing Red Dead Redemption. And my niece was downstairs on the PS4, wanted to play with us online. And I had to gift her like a 3-month PlayStation, whatever you play online gift card.
Yeah.
In order for her to play, which, you know, even though we're all connected to the same internet connection, I was just like, oh, that's kind of stinks that, you know, like, you know, with Xbox, you can have the 2, but you can't have more than that. And that'd be amazing to have something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, we've all talked about Game Pass being the best deal in gaming, period. And like Chris said, when these first parties really get going, it's going to just be more and more so. So I'm totally down for that. I haven't started the Xbox in a while, but I think that will change in 2021. And I'm excited for that. I always buy, like, whenever I see Game Pass for cheap or Game Pass Ultimate or something like that for cheap, I always buy it. So I think I have I probably have like 2 years worth of codes in my inbox, you know what I'm saying, for when I want to get back to it. So I don't even remember if we talked about this.
Okay.
Back in June when it was first shown. But KFC, yes, KFC is launching a console called the KF console. And they tweeted out today, introducing the KF console, #power your hunger. Woo-wee.
And it's not a joke.
It's not a joke, and that's what's so crazy about it. They said the console wars are over. And I was like, well, I don't know about all that. So what's weird about this, besides it being put out by KFC?
Is that the only thing?
Is that it is real. Mark Walton, who's an Intel representative, this story is from NME.com. While it could be easy to dismiss the reveal with no release date, price, or hands-on coverage, Intel's Mark Walton has assured gamers that it is real, and yes, it has a chicken warmer.
We have trouble enough keeping the consoles cool. You're going to put a chicken warmer in it?
I know.
To my understanding,
is happening?
That's where the heat goes. So it keeps the PC cool and funnels it into the chamber.
How hot does this get?
Hot enough to warm
like,
your
is it
chicken?
gonna keep it crispy, or it's just just keep it warm? It's already been made somewhere else.
Listen,
is there like a gravy dish on the side for your mashed potatoes and gravy? Can you
it's in the shape of like the KFC bucket,
right?
And it's all black. It looks slick. It just says KF console on it. That's the problem. It says KFC on it. But it has some, they trying to do some stats here. So it includes an Intel, I'm going to say Nuke 9. I had never heard of NUC 9 before, so I had to look it up. And that is Intel's next unit of computing for mini PCs. So it's got the Intel Nuke 9 Extreme Compute element, as well as a swappable GPU slot with the power of 2 Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte SSDs. That's why I was singing Barracuda when we first got on here. And so, it's really just a PC. But other stats reveal that the system is VR ready and has the compatibility to run games at 240 frames per second with 240, output, 4K gaming with ray tracing, which, you can say that, but I think that all depends on what video card you throw in there. Like, you can't just throw anything in there and they'll be like, yeah, see, look, 4K gaming on your M920. And so,
on your chicken warmer.
Exactly. So yeah, and as Josh Stapleton, these guys are talking about in the chat, is like, I don't know if it's gonna come with any sides or anything like that, or if you get, free KFC for like 6 months or something. But listen, I mean, and of course it's funny to say the console wars are over and here's the KF console. Right. I just don't know why they would do this. Like, why on earth would you think that KFC would want to make a PC for people to play games on?
I mean, hey, it was great press for Soldier. Wait, no, it really wasn't.
Yeah, why go through the expense of putting something together, building something, like getting it all together, knowing so well that people are not going to take you serious at all?
Like, so, I mean, you sell, how many of these you sell? 1,000?
What did you say? What was the retail price?
There is no price or release date yet.
Yeah.
And it depends on, like, if it doesn't come with it, it comes with a swappable, for your GPU, but like, I don't know what it's going to come with. You know what I'm saying? That's really what's going to determine.
Yeah, it comes with a bucket of chicken is what it comes with, right?
Yeah. But it comes with like a 3080, then it's going to be expensive. If it comes with a 1070, then maybe it's not as expensive.
Like, are they going to have their own store, or are they just, it's just a Steam machine?
It's got to be a Steam machine, right? It's got to be just for.
Maybe they've got.
No.
KFC dashboard. I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't know.
I think we're all the same. Where, like, I believe all four of us shy away mostly from eating while we game. Yeah, especially chicken.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get that greasy, baby. Right. I ain't getting that greasy. I love chicken. But I just thought that was hilarious, and I don't understand why they're doing it. I can't imagine it's going to be a moneymaker. Right? It can't be. There's no way it is.
Yeah, they might as well just throw that money in the toilet.
And that's it.
Maybe like a contest or a giveaway of some sort.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Chris McCracken, what else you got? Bishop?
Last thing I got, it's super, super small and just like quality of life thing. But for those people who do have a PlayStation 5, and are going through playing games that are backwards compatible, but yet then they get an upgraded version, have kind of gone through all these issues where it's like, this whole time I thought I was downloading and getting ready to play my new PS5 game off my PS5 SSD and all fast with the 4Ks and the ray trace and all that. Oh, turns out I'm actually playing the PlayStation 4 version because it was a little confusing to figure out how you know which version you're playing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They're not utilizing a system similar to the way that Microsoft does is with their smart delivery, where it just kind of serves up the best possible one based on what you're launching it from. They work a little bit differently. So even though it's not to the same level of a smart delivery, at the very least, PlayStation has provided an update. And now if you launch a game and it has you're on a PlayStation 5 and you're going to launch a game and there's a PlayStation 5 version of it, it'll say, hey,
that's
right. You want to play this PlayStation 5 version, or are you sure you want to continue playing this PS4 version or whatever? So at least it makes it a little bit easier now. That's definitely just a very small quality of life thing. I personally haven't ran into this yet because there wasn't any games that I bought that were upgradable that I needed to have. Valhalla is the only one I had that also was on PS4, but I didn't own it on PS4. I straight bought the PS5 version. Right, so I've personally not had to deal with this issue, but I know a lot of people have, and we've seen it in our community and just on Twitter and everywhere else.
Ed ran into it.
Ed did run into it. So hopefully this is going to help things out for people.
Pretty much all of them, because and even sometimes still, like, I'll go to play Cyberpunk and it'll say download and I'll be what, and it will have reverted to the PS or a different version of Cyberpunk or Valhalla, and I'll have to switch to this version. And is
there a different version for Cyberpunk?
I don't think there is. It was maybe, and it might have been like an ultimate version or something, but it was some alternate version of what I had that I had to go in and choose the different game version.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's weird. I ran into it trying to get Miles Morales up and running for the stream for Extra Life, and I remember kind of like only being heads up because Ed told me. Like, Ed was like, "Hey, make sure you switch that from the PS4 version to the PS5 version." And so when I put it in, I could have swore it said something like,
Oh, cool. Good.
which version do you want to download? I don't remember, but I think I played the PS5 version. Like, I'm not sure.
That's good.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, you did. You did. I remember there was some specific ray tracing on your stream. I remember seeing.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you have it. Oh,
You have a ray
reflections
tracing
in the
option.
windows and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then that you played the PS5 version.
Yes, okay.
Indeed.
Well, look at me.
Look
On
at you,
accident.
man.
We did it.
We've all
Yeah.
grown.
Yeah,
we have.
Oh man. Okay. Eduardo,
Yes, sir.
we coming to you next, baby.
Alrighty. Well, over on the YouTube channel, brand new this week, we've got Cyberpunk 2077 parts 7 and 8, and also a little
Mhm.
clip from last week's episode called Mutton and a Half. You might want to check out.
Ah,
Man, I watched that so many times.
This is
So
good.
uncomfortable.
What's really crazy is
So
that
good.
I would be watching it up here, and I would hear Sarah from downstairs. Are you watching that again? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's amazing.
We've
love
got a
that.
new iTunes review, you guys. I wanted to
Oh,
pass your way.
Okay.
This one's
Hell.
from Justin, aka Hyrule Reaper.
Yes.
ooh.
The subject: is it possible to give this podcast 10 out of 5 stars?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
I wish.
Justin writes, in the year that's been 2020 in Voldemort,
Mm.
this podcast has been a blessing and a bright light.
Oh,
Discovered
good.
this podcast when Gabe did a crossover with Kinda Funny in February. Decided to give a listen, and this podcast quickly became my top podcast.
Oh,
Wow.
The positivity and the joy Gabe, Tim, Ed, and Chris bring every week, even when the world seems in chaos, makes every Friday that much better.
Oh.
These guys bring a personal element of themselves to kids, wives, 9-to-5s, and the love of gaming makes them very relatable to everyone. On top of making the best podcast, they have also built the most amazing community that are welcoming and continue to push the positivity and joy that they bring.
That
Be
is
sure to
faux
give
show.
this podcast. Yes, I will definitely agree with that part.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to give this podcast a listen and be prepared to have joy, laughter, and positivity brought to your lives.
Come
Just-
on, baby.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
on.
awesome.
That's
Thank you so
amazing.
much
That's
for that.
insane.
That's
I
sweet.
appreciate that.
Like you get the tinglies every single time.
I
you
know.
hear
It doesn't
something.
go away.
I
It
You know, it's
doesn't
like
go away.
I got
Ed's just writing these and putting a fake name on it. Right? These don't
That's
really
right.
exist. And then you go to iTunes, you're like, oh, they're real.
That's amazing. Oh, shoot. Thanks, Eduardo.
You betcha.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you, what are you playing and how's it going? Starting over on Facebook, we got Chris Smith playing Red Dead 2. 60% done and loving it. We'll try the online when done with the story. I love that. Ooh,
Yes.
Cody Gibson been grabbed by Destiny 2.
Ooh.
Joined a clan and been playing it the most. Fell off of Valhalla a bit. Think it's the social aspect of it.
Mm.
That makes sense. You want to play with some people.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
Cameron Terpsines. I don't know how to say the last name. Sorry. Terpsines. I don't know. I've been playing Hellblade after hearing Chris mention how good it is. I'm getting close to the end and loving the story. I'm also trying to
Yes.
get through some of my backlog before I get the Series X.
Nice.
Oh, that's right.
Look forward to Hellblade 2, Cinema Sacrifice, I think, or shoot. Now I forget the subtitle, but Hellblade
I think
2.
that's what it is. Yes.
Yeah. I want to play that game.
Nick Gordon. I am finally getting to play AC Odyssey since being on winter break from school. This fourth
Yes.
grade teacher has got to get some gaming in.
Yes.
Hashtag teacher life. I know that's right.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm teaching 4th graders. I would want to stab some people too.
No kidding.
I think teachers should get video games for free.
Yeah.
I agree.
Over on Twitter, the Sarge 134 at the Sarge 134. I'm in between Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Nice.
It's been more of Cyberpunk lately. I'm on my second playthrough trying to complete everything, but I forgot about one mission and I failed it. It's okay because I completed it the first playthrough.
Oh, there you go.
Second playthrough already. My goodness
Wow,
gracious.
that's awesome.
already.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's see. Where am I at? Okay. Just Gerald at Hope Snow.
Hey.
Still playing Fallout 76 and GTA Online.
What?
Also working on the Battlefront 2 Platinum. And Animal Crossing on Switch.
There you go.
That's somebody who can hop around.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, our boy Brandon Wilson at Rebel Red 6. I'm playing Cyberpunk. Despite some crashes, I'm totally into the story and its characters so far. I can't wait to see where it goes. I'm saddened that this game's great narrative has been squelched by a horrendous launch.
Yes. Doggone.
What a bummer, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things like you didn't know with Cyberpunk if it was just going to be like a marvel to look at or also a marvel in storytelling. So it's really nice to hear that the storytelling aspect of it is amazing too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Over on Discord, the_wrong. I'm playing Work.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
That
I know
game
what that's all
sucks.
about.
So is Chris.
That game is the worst. Cassilus, at the moment, I'm replaying Ocarina of Time on the N64. And let me tell you, the nostalgia is real. For me, at least, that game totally holds up. Though it does seem way easier to play than it did 9 years ago. I know that's right. Oh, my goodness. All right. Last one, Josh, MTTG Street Team. I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS4, and on the Switch, I just finished up Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity and just started Mario Galaxy. Horizon Zero Dawn has been a blast, even if I have a few minor gripes with the game.
All right.
Agreed.
There you
Agreed.
go. I love it. Thank you guys so much for answering the question. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, marriedtothegames.com. Like Ed said, and you know what, if you're sitting here watching us, YouTube.com/married to the games. And if you'd like to throw $1 in the tip jar, you totally can over at patreon.com/MTTG. And shoot, like Lil Stancil has shown us, it's never too late to raise some money for the kids. If you want to join our team and get that last minute thing in there, extra-life.org/team/MTTG. Raise them for the kids. Oh, man. And Edward.
Rate us on iTunes. Leave a review and a rating of a number of stars of your choice, and write a review, and
Yeah.
You'll get a bucket of chicken.
You'll get a free Married to the Games chicken warmer.
There you go. You should have called on Chris.
No.
Shoot, I'm about to go rate us if we getting some free chicken up in this mug.
Oh yeah, that's right. Terms and conditions apply. That's right.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some questions.
All right. We're going to start with Discord. We're going to start with Cassilus. What is your favorite Christmas treat?
Favorite Christmas treat?
Eggnog. No, it's not. I was going to say it's not eggnog.
Oh, I'll take it for you.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Chris, what's your favorite Christmas treat, doggy?
Christmas treat. You know, I don't really drink it super often, but I think that I would probably go with, and then Christmas time is one of the times when I do think about it and drink it. That's why I brought it up. But hot chocolate.
Ooh.
I don't really do it super often. Usually, if I want something hot to drink it, I'm gonna get coffee.
Yeah, I just had some hot chocolate the other day. Pour some Baileys in that mug.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. That's what I'm talking about. Nice. What about you, Eduardo? What's your favorite Christmas treat?
Douglas fir.
Okay.
Oh, a treat.
Treat. Yeah, Treat.
Treat, brother.
Yes,
Yeah.
God.
I do
How
like a good
silly of
Douglas
you.
fir, though. I'm with you. I'm more of a.
I'm gonna go with your standard candy cane.
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
Nice. I don't know when the
Nice.
last time I handled an old candy cane was. Yeah, that's a good one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Tim?
Should get one.
For me, it's Fraser Furs. Thank you, Ed. And then, honestly, it's just I've been straight up any type of cookie. Just give me a Christmas.
Yeah,
like
good
they're making
cookies.
cookies tonight. They've been making them all week. Just any Christmas cookie, bring it on. I'm on it.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Let's see. Oh, Noah, Will Stansel. As we come into this holiday season, can we finally come to the unanimous decision that strawberry Pop-Tarts are the best flavor Pop-Tarts?
I don't think so. Is
No.
that
Trick
true?
Trick question.
I don't think
the answer
that's
is
true.
yes, always. That's what he said.
We can't come to the unanimous decision, unfortunately, but you are correct.
You can't, but you are
Oh, wait.
100% accurate. You are
It's
100%.
the best flavor of all the Pop-Tarts?
No, I love them.
Not even close.
I
Maybe
agree.
not the best, but
Yeah.
definitely better than brown sugar cinnamon.
No.
Well,
I agree.
You're just trying to round
No,
me up
I
now.
will say we did the strawberry Pop-Tarts on the Elf spaghetti. We have done chocolate before, and we have done the brown sugar cinnamon on it
Did
before.
you do the s'more ones? S'mores?
We did not do the s'more ones, but the strawberry one had the best flavor out of all of them. Just saying.
Mm.
man,
Yeah, but you got a lot of other weird stuff in there mucking it all up, so it jacks your taste
But you can really taste. You can really taste the strawberry.
Oh, shoot.
All right, Mr. Pastor Quarantine Ham, what is your favorite Christmas tree decoration, and what is the story behind it? Feel free to show it off live if possible. If not, feel free to paint a mental picture.
What's our favorite? What? Say it again.
Christmas
tree decoration.
Oh, I don't. My wife does our tree, and it's a beautiful silver and gold.
Silver and
Silver
gold.
And so I don't mess with it. We don't really have I don't have a favorite. There's this one that she has, like, it's a gold ornament inside like a bigger glass ornament, and it's very beautiful, I think.
Nice.
Yes. I can't show it to you though because it's inside the house.
Yep.
Ed, you have a favorite ornament?
Well, I did when Mr. McCracken sent me a
Ooh.
weeping angel tree topper.
Yeah,
I was
baby.
like, this is my favorite ornament. And then I get a package from Mr. Gabe with a bunch of Overwatch ornaments. And I said, what do you know? It's a tie.
Yeah, baby.
So no, I don't have a favorite.
Yeah. Tim, do you have a favorite?
It's that. So we have two trees. We have one up, which is our family tree, and then we have one down, which is more of like a thematic ornamental style tree. So the family tree has a ton of ornaments that we've collected over the years, but one of the ones that we really enjoy, and I don't know when we got this, but it is they call it the Christmas nail, and it is the nail. It represents Christ on the cross. And we hang it always prominently right in the middle of the tree. And Piper usually does it now, and so she kind of understands it. And the nail is like this big; it's huge.
Oh, wow.
And it's got a red ribbon on it, and you just attach it. So it's got some nice meaning to it. So
There you go.
yeah, we love that one.
Christopher?
I think I would have to say that my favorite. So there for a while, we were trying to get ornaments for each year and somehow tie it to something. It might be something we got at an event. It didn't necessarily always have to be like a picture of us, but we have this one that we took where we took this Christmas photo and Stacy turned it into an ornament.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a picture of me and her and our dog Allie that passed before we got Ellie.
Before we got Ellie,
Nice.
yeah.
And it's at our old house, the first house we bought. It was early on in our marriage, and we're just sitting outside, and Allie's got this scarf on, and her like big floppy ears are flopped out, and I don't know why, but I just really love that ornament.
Yeah,
great,
that's
man.
great.
That one's my favorite.
Yep. We've
Love
got
it.
a couple of Maggie too. Yep. Yeah, that's good stuff. Good question. Thank you for that. Calm Fury, you just finished wrapping up the gifts and you're waiting for Santa to come that night. You're beat, but have 30 minutes to play something before your spouse is ready for bed. What do you play?
30 minutes?
30 minutes.
If it's only 30 minutes, I'm playing either Call of Duty or Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's going to be a couple of matches of one of those two.
It's an Overwatch for me, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to say that with that Christmas event going on, I'll probably try to get some Christmas boxes in Overwatch.
Router, you too?
Yep, Overwatch, definitely. Definitely.
I got to go with it's 'cause Tim's freaking stream. I'll be in the bed playing that doggone Rocket League, man.
Thank you. That was my number 2.
Yeah.
That joke has been so fun.
Are you
Isn't it?
serious? That's funny.
It's so awesome, man. Yeah,
And it was kind of like what he was saying when I jump into like just regular modes. Like I'm way in the win column. Like I've maybe lost like 2 or 3 games. It's been gravy, baby.
people haven't caught up yet. Yeah, it's good. I was really surprised. Like I thought I was just going to get schooled, and that is not the case. So go out and enjoy it. It's fantastic.
Nice.
There you go.
Merry Christmas all. Can't believe Christmas is already almost here. So I'm going to steal Gabe's question from Christmas 2016, but 2020 edition. What game did you not get to for some reason that you wanted to get to? What was your game of the year? And lastly, what was your biggest disappointment in 2020? Have a great Christmas and be safe. We'll get to one of those questions in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get to the game of the year. As far as games that I wanted to get to and didn't, I'm definitely going to go Call of Duty campaign. I really wanted to get to the Call of Duty campaign, and I didn't during Extra Life. And mainly because our community was so awesome that I didn't get to end up playing that till really late. And then by then, the sun was starting to come back up, and people were starting to get back in with their families on the stream, and I didn't want, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Biggest disappointment. You know what? It wasn't for me, but I'm gonna say for my buddies watching the struggle of getting a PS5. And I know that that happens every console launch, but like at the same time, it just bummed me out because I had so many people hitting me up like, how do I get? And so that was probably the biggest disappointment for me.
Yeah.
Chris?
Man, this one's tough because there's not really a game that came out this year that I've wanted to play that I haven't. I guess you could say technically Miles Morales and Call of Duty, but I purposefully knew that I was going to wait till December to purchase those, and I had Valhalla. Like I strategically planned it out. So it's not because I couldn't get them or just wasn't able to or anything like that. And I'm going to play those games. But there's just this year for me, and I think this ties into my disappointment, it's just kind of the year in general. I don't really feel like there was a lot that came out this year that I was just super drawn to play, which is a bummer for me in particular because like everybody, I'm dealing with a year where it's like I'm at home a lot. It's like I got a lot of time, and I definitely had things to play going back to old faithfuls like Call of Duty and Overwatch and then Fall Guys came in at a really good time, and I was really enjoying that for a hot minute and everything. But for the most part, there's just not. This year has been a huge bummer to me on the gaming front because there's just not been a lot that speaks to me the way that the type of games that I want to play. There was a handful of them. And then of those ones that I played, I was bummed out by a couple of them for various reasons. So it's like, man, it's just, and I don't want to like point any fingers and blast anybody because it's been tough for everybody. And it's a miracle that people are even putting games out this year. So I mean, I'm not going to sit there and like blast them about it. Everybody's doing their best, and I know that. But it's just like for me, I was just like, shoot, man, this year's just been a downer all the way around in some respects.
Yeah.
So
for sure. What about you, Edward? You've got the one you didn't get to, and then you're a disappointing one.
The one I didn't get to is really just because I can't play it because I don't have the I really wanted to try that Half-Life Alyx in VR.
Oh yeah.
That I would really have loved to taken that for a spin. And then my biggest disappointment, you kind of took mine, Gabe, with the whole PS5 debacle. So I'm gonna say, kind of watching the Overwatch League sort of not live up to what it did the first year.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was rough with those kind of things too, because those were one of those things that you could see working even in pandemic mode. And it seemed like they tried to there for a second.
Yeah. And I think by the end they had it dialed in, but it took them a long time to get it dialed in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel you. Tim, what about you, bud?
Mine is Miles Morales. I'm getting some serious FOMO from that.
Buddy.
But once I get the 5, I want to do it on the 5 when I get that, probably after Christmas. And then, so yeah, Miles Morales. I can't wait to play that game because I love Spider-Man so much. My biggest disappointment is games coming out that are really, really broken. To be honest, like I'm disappointed with CD Projekt Red. Still love them. Very disappointed. I think they should have just pushed this till next year at this point. And I'm a little disappointed in Ubisoft because I've never seen a more buggier Assassin's Creed in all of the Assassin's Creeds that I've played. So I wish that they would have spent a little bit more time. If you had to push it back, now granted, I'm a fairly patient person. If you had to push it back because I don't want to start day one with a broken game.
Did you play Unity? Would you say? Because I remember like in the ether hearing that there was issues with Unity, but I never played it, so I don't know how that compares to
Unity. Threw everything in the kitchen sink at you, along with you can go online and do multiplayer stuff while you're progressing through everything. I blitzed through Unity. I just did the campaign. I didn't bother exploring. I just went through it because it got very overwhelming and very they were really pushing the co-op and multiplayer side of things because it was new and fresh, and I get that.
But what about from a bugs and glitch standpoint? I remember hearing a lot of hubbub about that at the beginning, anyways. But again,
I didn't see that. No, that's one that I don't remember seeing a lot of. This I'm seeing a lot of crashes and pauses and delayed audio and
oh wow.
It's so definitely clean. Yeah, it's definitely cleaned up. But that is the exact reason why I am not touching Cyberpunk until everything is ironed out. And as Ed said earlier, I am happy to wait 1, 2, 3 months because I want to enjoy this game for what it's supposed to be. And I'm super disappointed that they went ahead and put something out there. And I hope after this that a lot of developers will take note of this. I'm curious to see how much damage this has really done for them. Maybe not. It's more of a pride thing than anything else. Monetarily, we've already seen they're doing fine, but I don't know. I'm disappointed that games aren't coming out and they're already buggy day one. And I hope that's not a trend, and I hope people take their time, get it done, get it right. If we have to wait a month or 2 or 3, we will, and go from there. But gamers aren't necessarily patient, so we'll see.
Yeah. Bernabe brought up a good point. He said, interesting, nobody mentioned E3 or MTTG 400. He said that was this year, right?
Well, dang. Yeah, but
you know what's funny?
My head didn't go to that
forever ago
because I was thinking gaming, and even though it's centered around gaming for Married to the Games 400 in particular, that probably is the best answer because honestly, that's the thing I was the most disappointed. Even more than E3.
Like 8 years ago.
Yeah, way more than E3.
It feels like an eternity.
It also does. Yeah, it does feel like it was a really long time ago. But yeah, that was this year.
That's crazy.
Jeez Louise, that's nuts. My gosh.
Yep. All right, it's a Neebs. Is it better to get a video game as a gift or get gifted money to choose your own video game?
Man, I would say gift card because my family doesn't know anything about a game I would want.
Right.
So if they tried to buy me one, it'd be the wrong one, probably.
It depends on the game you get. Oh, wow. For the Wii.
Awesome. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Be like, sorry, it was called Untitled Goose Game. The guy said it was funny. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, thank you for trying.
Yeah. Yep. I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you. It actually goes either way for me. You know me, I love my gift cards and I ask for them every year and I've already gotten some. So that kind of pays my way for all my video games. But I have gotten some gifts with games that I don't have consoles or systems for. And the beauty of it is that I was able to go in, they know me, they got it at Best Buy. I can go in and I traded it out and got the game I wanted. So it can go either way for me. You obviously you're thankful, you appreciate the effort. But let me I'll take the wheel from here. I got this.
Yeah, I got it. Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Anyone else? Did we get everybody?
Yeah, I'm the same. I would rather have gift card personally.
Yeah,
I mean, just because I don't want to put the onus on them if they don't know and they're like, oh, am I getting the right thing? It's like, don't stress. Just give me if you want to get me something, give me the money. I'll go buy it.
That's right.
It's not a big deal.
Right.
I'd much rather do it that way.
And your thought might change. You know what I'm saying? Like I've got a teacher at my daughter's school who was super pumped to play Cyberpunk. He was like, I'm playing Cyberpunk. I can't wait to play Cyberpunk. He's got an Xbox One, and his wife bought him Cyberpunk for Christmas and said, you can't open it till Christmas. Open it on Christmas. Okay, go. But he took it back. He took it back and didn't even keep it. He was like, he heard the news and he was like, you know what? I'm good. And so he took it back. So that would be another thing. And Chris's point is like, just give me the gift card because my mind might change by Christmas.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, interesting. Here's a great question from D High. Here we go.
Texas represent.
After Voldemort ends, I will definitely stick with having groceries delivered. What's one thing that you will continue on with after Voldemort's demise? I love this question.
Man.
So is there a habit over this whole time that you're going to stick with, basically?
I would say probably masks.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll wear them everywhere.
Right.
But I think that'll be like a thing where I'm like, oh, look, I'll just throw a mask on real quick. Like I don't know if I'm in a rush to get that out of my system.
Right.
I should put it that way.
Yeah.
That's very interesting because during most of this, I am, even in the early onset when masks was just becoming a thing and, you get the people, it's so new and people are like, oh, am I really going to wear a mask to the store? I was one of the people who was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And I've not had a problem. Like even going and visiting family, I'll put on the mask. But when I think about like potentially things are normal, vaccines are for the most part out there and obviously it's up to whoever to do it. But when I can just assume it gets to the point where it's safe to assume that for the most part it's all cool, I do not think I will wear them again. Like maybe if we're in the thick of flu season or something like that, and it's not like an anti thing, but that's just that's weird to me. I would think I would have the exact same opinion as you based on how I handled it up until this point. Right. But I'm kind of the opposite. I'm like, I'm not going to wear a mask.
Yeah,
that's interesting because I would do it. I would probably not wear one at like a Preds hockey game, but I will definitely wear one on a plane if I'm traveling.
Yep, exactly.
I think that's where I would probably keep that going. And I have a mask everywhere I go because I keep it in my car, and so that way I always have one. I never forget one, and it's always there. And so that way I have it, and that will probably stay there at as well. So, yeah, it's interesting. For me, I think I'm just gonna keep staying home and working. I usually go to the store with Lauren, but I feel like I like being home. I feel a little bit more productive there. I do miss the social interaction, but that's also a distraction depending on what my workload is. But I also enjoy like when she comes home, I make dinner and together, and I kind of enjoy that. So
exactly,
make the heart grow fonder. So
that's right. That's right. Ed, what about you, bud? What are you maybe keeping around in the old repertoire even when Voldemort's out of here?
Like Router, if I'm traveling on a plane, I'll definitely keep the mask with me. But he said it in the question, having groceries delivered is nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
We've not done that.
Oh, you guys haven't done that? It's great.
We've done where you call ahead or whatever, or go online and then they bring it out to the car. We've done that. Yep. But we haven't like delivered to the house. Haven't done that.
Yeah.
My wife likes it a lot, but she says that too. She forgets things more when she just orders them online and has them delivered.
Oh, really?
She's like, I kind of need to see the shelf to be like, oh, that's right. I need some cumin or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
See, that's why I like it, is because we're not there so Sarah can see the shelf and be like, I think I want some of those.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
That's true too. That's funny.
Here's a good one. At Dopalicious, what's the best piece of advice you still remember from your childhood cartoons? Parenthetical note, I'll accept cave paintings for Tim. I still have the tune in my head from Ren and Stimpy for don't whiz on the electric fence and never once been tempted. I used to watch the mess out of Ren and Stimpy. That is so
wait, what
funny.
was the question?
Best piece of advice you still
best
remember
piece.
from your childhood cartoons? I mean, don't whiz on the electric fence is a good piece of advice.
I mean, yeah, you want to not do that. For sure. Chris, you have anything that you can think of?
I'm actually looking up because, and I don't actually subscribe to this theory, but I always remember, and I hope I'm getting this quote right because I'm building it up, but Homer saying, if something's too hard, it's not worth doing. And it just stuck in my head. It was like, so there's a few times where I'm going to do something like, I'm going to, whatever. And it's not something I really need to do. And I'm starting to do it. I'm like, oh, God, this is hard. It's like, it's not worth doing. And then I move on to what I really want to do.
Ed, what about you?
Doing drugs is like school on Saturday. No class.
No class.
Oh, man.
Nice.
I think as I've become a parent, remember when Zach Morris had to call his dad on the cell phone? And he was like, is this the only way to get through to you, Dad? I don't want to be that parent where my kids are like, man, you on your phone a lot. Do I got to call you on the phone to get your attention? So I'm going with that one.
I can't. What's the endings of the G.I. Joe cartoons? Wasn't it knowledge is power?
I want to say it's something like that. Yeah.
Something
no,
like
now
that.
you know. Knowing's half the battle. Knowing's half the battle.
Yes.
Knowing's half the battle.
Knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. That I love that one. I definitely remember that one, even though I forgot it right now. That's the point.
I wasn't going to say it.
But I just remember like just as a kid being like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool tagline.
That's awesome. That's
all right. D Putty, what's your unwrapping strategy? Chaos until the end? Throw it away as you go? Or worse, do you save the bow?
Oh, gracious. Nah, man. I'm going with rip it apart. And there's always we always have a trash bag sitting there. And we throw it away. Now that we don't have a fireplace, like we used to throw everything in the fire when we were done.
Yeah.
But now that we don't have a fireplace, we just throw it right there in the trash bag. And you rip it up, baby. Let's get after it. Even though, because my wife has learned to wrap from the amazing Lauren Router, it's hard to just rip her packages open because they're all so nicely done. But I've gotten used to it.
Yeah, good.
I'm over that feeling.
I have too. Trust me, brother. I have no shame. No shame. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Rip.
Yeah. Ed, what about you? You ripping into that thing, or
we just rip into it. If it comes like in a nice, like a gift bag from Amazon, Sarah will often ask to keep it. But if it's wrapped, we're not keeping that paper.
No. Get that out of there.
Rip it up.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Just rip it up. I'd rather just give me the box, but just write my name on the box. I'm fine with that. Like the Amazon box or a bag, like whatever the least resistance, just give it to me because I'm not.
Just give it to me.
Yeah, I mean, and I do. We do the same thing. We'll have at least a trash bag or something there, and we'll throw it away as we go. We don't just have a huge mess and then pick it all up. We do tidy up as we go. But
That's right.
I'm gonna be like, oh, nice, and then get right into it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Tim, where you at these days with that? You ripping them up?
Just tear it up. Yeah. Lauren likes to keep the bow and she tries to preserve the wrap, and always ends up in the trash like a week later because I'm like, oh, well, we don't need this, and this has just been hanging out here, so we throw it out.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But she's come to grips with it. She knows, she understands, but she loves to wrap that kind of stuff, and she does it really, really well.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She's wrapping a present for me right now for Miss Jenny Lynn. I probably should go pick that up soon.
You probably should. Yes, you probably should. At Zabekil, Zabekil, Zabekil. I apologize if I completely botched your name. I know typically games of service nowadays only do alpha and beta tests. Remember the old days on 360 when everything had a demo or beta?
Yes.
Do you think Cyberpunk 2077 would have had benefited from a large beta test?
Yes, of course it would have.
100%.
Of course it would have. And
100%.
it would have given everybody a taste of it. And it would have been so much better because if it would have came out as a demo or as a beta and been as jacked up as it was, they could have just fallen back on it. Like, that's why we released the beta, guys. We just wanted to see how it was running on everybody's machines. And then when they pushed it back to March, it would have the demo would have appeased people. I think it would have filled that gap of not getting it at all to actually getting to play it, seeing that it's jacked up, but you blame it on it being a beta, so CD Projekt Red doesn't take as big of a hit when it comes to, you know, what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe I've just never played one, but do they release alphas and betas for games that aren't like online PvP or PvE games?
Yeah, I mean, they'll release demos. I mean, like even a demo.
A demo
for Destiny.
I didn't. Is that what it is? A beta the same as a demo?
That's a good question. I would think a demo would be closer to a finished product.
I would think so.
That you just give a taste to, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been
Destiny
mad.
a beta though?
Yeah, but that was an online. That was an online game. Even though, I don't know if the part you played in the demo was. I remember you playing the very beginning. Chris, how far into that first Destiny game would you play? Would you even get to see anybody else in it?
Yeah.
I only remember.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you played fairly decent amount of it, and then during a certain part of the demo or a certain part of the beta, they unlocked where you could actually go to the moon and do missions on the moon as well.
Sean Capri said that they could have sold a quote unquote ground zero version like Metal Gear 5. What say you about that, Chris?
I think a lot of people would have been ticked off just like they were with Ground Zeroes. Been like, why are you making me pay for this? It's a separate thing. But I do think it was a good idea. I think it would have been a good idea to get like a little taste and everything. But
yeah,
I think there would have been pushback on that as well. I think it would be better off with probably a beta of some sort. Although even in today's age, like betas really aren't betas. I mean, they're really more like finished product, and we're just letting you play a little bit early, and we're getting away with that by calling it a beta. I mean, that's pretty much what they're planning to ship. There's not going to be a lot that changes from a beta to when the game ships, typically.
Right.
So,
but I do think that if a beta / demo would have come out, would have hit the PS4 and Xbox One, been terrible.
True. Yeah.
Then the anger wouldn't have been there as much.
Yeah.
As we see
definitely.
$60 to $70. You know,
Sean Capri says he's walking back into the bush like Homer. No. I think it would be a good idea. I just think because I remember people complaining about Ground Zeroes and like, why do I have to pay $25 or $30 for this thing? People would complain. But I like that mental image of you like.
Ed, what say you? You think they could have done with a little early teaser to see what it's like?
Yeah, definitely something. I just feel that because it's not an online thing, you'd think that they would have run into this and known about this in their own in-house testing that they've done. So that's just what's weird to me is that
you would think
it has the problems that it does with so many people. It's just I'm just so bummed about it all.
It was weird to see it go from like the loud minority to Sony taking it off the store.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, as we like to stay positive around here and talking with Ed, even off the podcast, it was kind of like, oh man, it's probably just the loud minority that's complaining about this. They always complain about stuff. And then, you know, a week goes by and PlayStation's like, we're taking it off the store. We're like, whoa, like this is way bigger of a deal than we thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know it sucks.
It does.
That is it for all the questions, gents.
Ooh. Our turn. Game of the year. Or games. Usually we do 3 or 5. I only have 3 this year. I think Chris said he only had 3. That I would put in that category.
Tim, you don't have 3. You have like 3 and then 5 A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah, last year.
I have 64. Jen, strap in. Let's go.
All right, so we're going to start with our resident streamer, Ed Placencia.
Oof.
Ed,
I did a top 10.
You did a top 10, of course.
I did a top 10.
We're only going to ask for 3.
Okay.
Because that's what we're giving out. I'm saying, but I want to hear Ed's top 10. Here we go.
Me too.
Number 10, Astro's Playroom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
That's a late entry.
Number 9, The Room, A Dark Matter VR.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, baby.
Telling you, Gabe.
I played some of that.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, I love The Room games.
Yes, so good.
Number 8, Jackbox Party Pack 7. Number 7, Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Number 6, AC Valhalla. Even though that's why I wish I would have finished it so I could really know where I
Right.
want to put it on my list.
Sure.
Number 5, this almost makes me sad to think about it. Hyperscape. I was so in love with that game, and
You were, man.
I
You were
hope
for a
now that
while.
they've
Good
got
month.
now that they've got cross-gen, now that they've got team deathmatch going on, I'd like to jump back in and give it a try again and see what that's like, but doggone it. Number 4, I have to preface this by saying I'm not saying these are the top 10 of the year. These are the top 10 that I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's right.
That being said,
Yeah.
number 4, Cyberpunk 2077.
Hey, that's fair. This is your top 10, baby.
Exactly.
Yep.
Number 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, baby. They're in the top 3. Let's go.
Mm.
That's
Number
freaking good.
2 and 1 were so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, number 2, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Ooh.
And number 1, only because of the online, and you can still play it, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, yeah. Ghost.
done.
I love that. Router.
All right, I got number 3, AC Valhalla. I haven't
Ooh.
finished it, but I'm still really enjoying it, despite all the bugs and the disappointment. Chris, I'm like your comment about Odyssey. I'm keep trying to go back and forth between the two, and I feel right now they're still kind of equal. I do kind of like the combat a little bit more in this one. I feel like you had a lot more to upgrade and a lot more choices in Odyssey than you did here, and I was expecting like kind of gearing up, and I've been I think I've been playing the same way you have. Like I have the same gear the whole time, and I'm still murdering everybody, which is great. But there's no progression in the gear as much as I think that Odyssey may have had. So I'm gonna give Valhalla the number 3 nod. Number 2 is gonna be The Last of Us 2 for me.
Ooh.
It is the I'm giving it number 2 because it's not an enjoyable game. It's a very hard game
Interesting.
to play.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Story wise, it is not like you're not going to go in. It is very tough, I think, just story wise, emotion wise. But that's what makes it so beautiful. They did such an amazing job again of telling an incredible story and sucking you right into it, and it was super powerful. I ended up playing that game, 2.5 times to get the platinum. So I had a lot of time with this game. And the second time around, I was like, okay, yeah, we gotta go through it. Like it wasn't enjoyable, but the first time going through it all, it was pretty amazing. So I gotta give that. Number 1, Ghost of Tsushima.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Wow, look at
Hands
that.
down, Sucker Punch hit it out of the park. That was a really fun game.
Yeah.
That was a great story. It was beautiful. The combat was fun. And it's definitely my top. I do have a runner-up that I just thought of.
Here it goes.
Cybercluck 2077 for the KFC console.
Jeez.
You're welcome.
Cybercluck.
You're right. You guys have a good rest of the show.
Yep.
I'm out of here. That's
I
hilarious.
had to throw that in.
That's really funny. Chris McCracken,
Yes.
what's your top 3, buddy?
All right, man. Number 3,
Yes.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I want to be excited, but I feel like it's by default number 3.
No, I've played other things. It has superseded some other stuff. So
Yeah.
I there were things about it that I didn't like, but overall, I'm really glad that I played it. I'm glad that I got to experience at least that aspect of Final Fantasy VII. I mean, I know that it's not the entire story, and that there's going to be a lot more with all the other ones, and I'm probably not going to play the other ones, but I'll watch gameplay them. So
That's right,
gonna
baby.
be great. Yeah. Number 2, AC Valhalla.
Nice.
Again, I also have not completed it yet, but I've played so much of the game that I feel fine in rendering a verdict on this game, and I am planning to complete it. And then my number 1 is as well Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh.
And I was one of the ones on the podcast that like I'm having fun when I play it, but I don't really think about it outside of that. But by the time I got towards the middle and towards the end and started really opening things up, yeah, I had a lot of fun with that game. I've not dabbled a lot with the whole multiplayer aspect. I have got to do a little bit of it, and it's fun. I would like to jump back in, especially now that I have the PlayStation 5 because it runs at a smooth 60 frames per second. It'd be awesome because I don't think that they included this in that patch when they did that, but it would be awesome if you would give me a field of view slider because I'm with Gabe. That camera's just a little bit too close.
Man, that camera close.
And you can get used to it because I did get used to it. But when you go back to that after having been on something else, you're just like, oh, man, we like all up in this junk, aren't we? So it'd be nice if they included that, just back it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a lot of fun, the combat. And I had so much fun. I'd say once I got it, 80 to 90% of the time, I was wearing the armor that gave me the ability to do longer showdowns.
Yes.
Like have more
nice.
of those because they were just so much fun. And I found myself, anytime I saw people walking on a trail or whatever, like, oh, I'm going over there. I'm going to walk up slowly, sneak up on them because I want to activate the showdown.
Yeah.
And they were just so, you cannot feel any more awesome than when you're doing those. It's so cool. You're just like, whoosha! And this guy's running at you like, no, sir. And you're like, no, sir. Down too. Yeah. And then you're done. They're all laying on the ground and you do the swipe on the touchpad and he goes, whoosh, flicks the blood off and puts it back. Oh, it's so sick.
It's great.
That's awesome. I'm gonna read some of our ones from the chat. So put yours in the chat if you wanna do that while I'm doing my top 3 quick. Number 3 for me was Hades. It was so much fun. I think it was Supergiant Games. I don't remember who did it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Hades is just so fun. Rogue, like or liked, whichever. So great. The voiceover is great. The music is great from the little I heard. Again, when I play on my Switch, a lot of times I play with the sound off, but it was just so great and upgraded. I thought it would be boring because it's kind of like that. It's a rinse and repeat where like you die and you go back through, then you die and go back through. But you know, it changes a little bit. You get stronger and you gotta get to keep some of those upgrades. And so I really liked Hades.
Nice.
Number 2 for me, and this this is barely 2. This was gonna be number 1, but this is barely 2. On number 1's heels is that doggone Miles Morales. Oh my gosh. Miles Morales, that game. Chris, I can't wait for you to play it. Tim, I can't wait for you guys to play it.
Yeah.
It is so good. And I feel like, you know, everybody complained about it being short, the main story. I felt like because I did so much of the side things to make the platinum easier to get on my second playthrough, I got really invested in Miles as a character because you do all the side things. And so by time that I came back around to finishing it, I had spent, like anybody who was on my stream, I had spent 12 hours in the game or 13 hours in the game. I think actually 14 hours. And so just spent a lot of time in it. And it was just so much fun. I loved it so much. And number 1, as you guys have to know, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. It has to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was a game I thought would never come out. They said it wasn't going to happen, and it happened. I went back and watched my very first, like the beginning of me playing it, and you can hear like the joy in my voice. I'm like, woo! They said it wouldn't happen. They said, like, I was just so excited, and they didn't ruin it. And the voice acting's fun. I don't know. I loved that game so much. And I think obviously nostalgia plays a big part, but there's so much of the game that wasn't in the original game, and to still enjoy it was really just fun for me. So
that's awesome.
Doggone it. I loved it. So that is our top 3. I'm going to read a couple of the top 3s from the chat real quick. We got Mark Boucher, number 3, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. 2, Ghost of Tsushima. 1, Miles Morales.
There you go.
Justin McLagan. Justin McLagan. 3, surprisingly have to say Animal Crossing.
Wow.
2, Ghost of Tsushima. Number 1, The Last of Us Part 2.
Nice.
Rob McCann. 3, Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
Nice. 2, Hades.
Mm-hmm.
1, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh, nice.
Dr. Doom, Lil Stancil. 3, Ghost of Tsushima. 2, Miles Morales. 3, Fortnite. Obviously didn't release this year, but you know, if it's what you played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid Double 07. 3, Persona 5 Royale.
Ooh,
I don't know if
all
it
right.
counts because
Oh.
it kind of like a remake.
That came out this year, though. Yeah.
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 Number 2, Genshin Impact.
Ooh, nice.
Number 1, Animal Crossing.
There you go.
Let's find one more here. Let's see. We got Matthew Shepard. 3, Legends of Runeterra. 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Number 3. Oh, I guess he meant to put number 1 because it went 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. The Last of Us Part 2.
There you go. Look at that.
Nice. Josh Stapleton said, "I'll give you my top 3 in about 4 years." I feel you on that.
Nice.
I know.
Jeez,
So the
nice.
question of the week for you guys: what are your top 3 games of 2020? Man, it's been a rough year, and we are glad to see it ending. Hoping that 2021 brings clarity. Hoping that it brings vaccines. Hoping that it brings loving your neighbor as yourself a little bit more, and being able to zoom out and view things from more of a bird's eye view than just our little world and what we got going on.
Mhm.
I think that would all help everybody out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, the Christmas episode, live and direct. What you know
Great.
about
Woo.
that? I love it. So for anybody that's listening, it's like, man, this sounds a little different than the normal show. That's because this is pulled straight from the YouTubes. So if we ever get, you know exactly what's going on.
Yep.
That's right.
You know.
Oh, I am Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That is Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing. Bang!